the loud sound that seemed to fade. Came back like a slow voice on a wave of fate. That weren't no DJ, that was hazy cosmic jive. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all
be like Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just finished doing a H.P. Lovecraft adaptation short film. It's about 30 minutes long. We have a known horror actor in it. We can't say who he is right now, but he's known in the horror community. We're entering in the Boston Underground Film Festival, and we're eventually going to be in a couple of horror magazines next year, I think. So, and we don't know where the premiere is going to be. It might be at Hammond Castle. It's a dark fantasy. We have knights and Renaissance people. I'm the co-writer, producer, wardrobe.
Wow.
Got people's coffee, even though they should be getting me coffee. Like I can't wait to the day when I'm that famous producer when I'm yelling for the production assistant like, "Where's my damn latte?" I don't know. No, I won't do that. So.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's like the 3 rules. Remember the 3 rules I told you about being on set, especially with us. Leave your ego at the curb. Have fun, collaborate, and don't be a dick. That's it.
That's it.
But that applies to all other careers too. So,
It's true.
yeah.
It's and it's as you said also about the journey. Like you
Yeah, the journey is everything.
the journey is everything.
Yeah.
And attitudes.
Yeah,
and
and it's like I said, it's like if I have any success, like I'm gonna stay humble and pay it forward. Like my goal is to take everybody with me. Like if I this becomes bigger than it is, I'll take half the crew here, and then they'll be hiring more people for SCAT because they're all you guys are all working with me. So,
wow,
yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah.
because that's like we have a lot of film students from BU who volunteer on set with us, and first they think that this can be gophers, like doing my dry cleaning or something like that. Like no, you'll be up there with the camera. Do the other stuff. It's far more important. So, but yeah, it's been fun.
It's true.
There's also a director who directed Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. He said making a movie is the closest equivalent to running away and joining the circus. So,
You think you feel that way?
oh yeah. So, but I've been in a lot of productions where it hasn't gone really good.
Why?
As a production assistant, and back then, and even now today, if you're a production assistant, you're mostly PAs have to be seen and not heard. Like you don't have a voice in the production until later on. So,
When you
like a producer or director, like there's some production assistants that think they can go up and tell the director what to do, and that's a big no-no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the thing is, in this business, it's very small. The film industry, whether it's independent or studio-wise, like a bad word gets out there that you don't play nice on set, you won't get work for a long time.
Yeah.
And I want to explain my broken glasses. I lost my glasses in my bedroom. These are the only ones I could find that I could actually see of. But I think what's going to happen after the show airs is kids will be ripping their arms off their glasses and wearing them on the street because it's going to be the trendy thing to wear. I don't know.
What happened to those glasses?
I lost the arm, and some people in Cambridge like, Joe, no, you look so eccentric. Like I don't need any help. I'm already eccentric.
I don't need any help.
But yeah, first time I went to Los Angeles, I took a train from Boston to Los Angeles. It took me 6 days to get out there.
It was the last time that you went there, or no?
No, I've been there before. But nowadays, you don't need to go to Hollywood to make movies. You can make movies anywhere. It's like,
And you told me that also that you don't want to be there.
no, it's fake. They're all transplants. I mean, everybody's a transplant anyways, but you got like 1,000 people fighting up the same ladder. And have to
What do you mean about that?
so it's like one ladder to success in Hollywood, and there's thousands of people fighting up that one ladder. So, And plus, majority of the people I've met out there aren't doing nothing. They think just because they're closer to the epicenter of Hollywood that they're going to get more done, and they don't. Some do, but some don't. So, like I heard people like, "Oh, I want to be a screenwriter, so I'm going to move to Hollywood." It's like, you can write scripts in Boston. You don't need to go to Hollywood. Plus, you could walk. Like I always heard Martin Scorsese say, it's like if you walk around your block about 6 or 7 times during the day, you'll come up with at least 5 different stories that you could write a script about everyday life.
And have you been writing scripts?
Yeah, we're working on a couple of things right now. Plus, we also have a kid show we're trying to get off the ground too with the puppets.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Where are you planning to do this? Is it show or just a?
It's like a
Is it film?
it's like a kids TV show showing classic horror movies with a horror hostess and puppets that look like Muppets.
Where?
We've been we took a while from shooting, but we haven't we already have like 6 episodes, but we just haven't aired them anywhere yet. We're thinking Belmont TV or maybe Scat
Maybe-
TV.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
Scat
Oh.
TV.
yeah.
Wow,
So we'll see.
we can do this here.
Hmm.
Definitely. You have the puppets already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have them and the puppeteers. So
Oh wow.
yeah, and
We can do an experiment here. I mean,
we have an
a
experiment
show.
going on tonight, right now. But yeah, lots of projects. It just depends on the financing. It's like majority of the stuff we pay for ourselves. I mean, we got a production company. We've had about 3 years during the pandemic. We had to shut down our production of Cell Face based on H.P. Lovecraft. So we got that done now. We have a friend of ours named Anthony Resta who did the score for us. He was an amazing musician, and in the past he's produced for Blondie, Elton John, Duran Duran. Yeah, so just depends too. So
I know it's true, Joe. But before I come here today, I was like, as a friend, like, we met at Grando's that day, and when we started like talking, and I'm always thinking about you, like with, that inspires me. Everything that we always talk when I talk film or when I talk life, when I talk inspiration, music,
yeah.
flash,
Oh, the
punk
Clash, yeah.
rock. And it's always to me like this feeling of I feel so comfortable around you that I feel like that we can do this work together. We can talk together about anything. But I'm always when I remember about you is like that punk attitude, that it's kind of sweet and determination and motivation,
Yeah,
and
thank you.
this is attitude, so
Oh, yeah.
and I try to see you as like Joe. I saw a picture of you with your sisters, your mom that I met her. How's mom doing, by the way?
She's doing good. She had a cat attack her in the neighborhood. So,
What?
yeah,
What
the
happened?
Siamese cat. She started rubbing the cat's belly, and the cat bit her in the back of her leg. She was more pissed off that the cat ruined a good pair of jeans. So, yeah, my mom's like 84. Sorry, Mom, if I don't remember your age.
Yeah.
3 tattoos. She's my drinking buddy on Cape Cod, where we shot my film Veil Blood.
Yeah. Did you bring the copies today?
I did it.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah.
With Veil Blood, we
Great movie. Yes.
we had a controversy in her neighborhood where we had a crime scene. We were filming in the driveway. We had these bodies covered, fake bodies, covered in bloody sheets. We didn't tell anybody, so the cops showed up. I was like, "Keep shooting. We got real police cars in the background." And the sergeant's like, Joe, next time give us a heads up, and can we have a DVD for the station? So years later, I give them DVDs. I even had protesters picking against my movie at the Coach Corner Theater. I hired the protesters.
Oh yeah, tell me about this story. I really.
Well, they had signs. One said that a ticket to available is a ticket to hell, and the other one's horror films are destroying the minds of our children. But first, they're out there smiling, and I had to go with this. Like, you're not supposed to be smiling. You're supposed to be yelling at me to get out of the neighborhood. And they're like, get out of our neighborhood. Good. And as soon as the movie started, they put down their picket signs and grabbed a seat. We had 12 people off the street because of that. We even had glow-in-the-dark vomit bags filled with candy for the first 100 people. Which,
But it was a great idea to do this.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's an old William Castle thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Roger Corman used to have his actors protest against their own movie. The people didn't know they were the actors until they got and saw the movie. And Roger Corman's still making movies. He's like 92. Yeah. So I met him once at a conference at Boston Film and Video Foundation, which is sadly not around anymore. It was just outside of Kenmore Square, and you could go in and rent a 16 millimeter Bolex camera and go out and shoot real film, have it developed, and then a week later you could actually hand cut it on a steam bike or a flatbed. So, which is like a lost art today. So.
That's cool.
But we do have some 60 millimeter cameras. We just can't afford to do film.
You can't.
It's expensive.
What do you have been using now?
Blackmagic, 4K camera. The quality is gorgeous. But I see a lot of people shoot, young filmmakers, when they're shooting like 4K or something or 8K. Like first of all, we're going to show this. If it's on the YouTube channel where the screen's this big, it doesn't matter about the quality of what you're shooting on. If it's only going to exist this big. Also, like other good advice is, no matter whenever you see a film done by an independent filmmaker or something, no matter how bad it is, never tell them that it's bad. First of all, it's a miracle the movie even gets done in the first place. Because someday that person could finance something of yours down the road. So, like a producer, it's like, oh, I have $100,000. I'll put it towards your movie. So,
It happened to you?
yeah, we got something cooking.
Awesome.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
I did see a Vietnam War picture once, and there was a pine tree in the foreground. There's no pine trees in Vietnam. But we didn't tell the kids. It's like, oh, remind me of Apocalypse Now. Like kids, like, yeah, I wanted to look like I shot it in the shit. It's like this kid was born in 2000. How would you know? But yeah, this is. But when I went out to LA, like I had an interview with Walt Disney Studios to be an animator. So, but it didn't pan out. It was just paid minimum wage. So, but I did when I was out there. I did go to our sci-fi horror convention.
Oh, last time we went there this summer? No.
No, this is in 1995.
And last time we went to LA, what did you do there?
Did lots of things. Stuff I can't say in the air. No, we went out there to record that actor we got for our film. So, just gonna change the rating of the show.
And yeah, but remember we start talking about when you start making movies, and when you start thinking about that, the attitude of becoming a filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like very very young. You were
Yeah,
like a kid. You thought about this, right? You were
yeah.
like planning to
Yeah, well, I mean,
for a long time. I mean,
it's kind of cliche, but Star Wars made me want to make movies. When I saw Star Wars when I was 10 years old, my mom remembers me sitting between me and my dad, and when that Star Destroyer came overhead, my mom said, I pointed at the screen saying, I want to do that for the rest of my life.
You said that.
Yep.
Wow.
Also Jaws. I love Jaws.
Yeah.
The shark movie.
Did you bring the you brought that day, remember the Porch Fest that you visit us, and you brought this part of
the boat, yeah.
The boat.
I have part of the Orca 2 at home.
Yeah.
My
It
mom,
was so cool.
My mom thinks it's junk. Like no, it's crap. No one's going to care about it. That's why when my mom got a house, she got a house without attic or a cellar. So it's like it's just a place for things that people find after you die or move. And she's right. So, but yeah, the first film I did, I shot on my job. I was a security guard for this warehouse. I'm not going to say their name. I'm trying to finish the movie now. It started in '99. And after I would leave the security guard shack, 30 of us would go in this 45,000 square feet vacant warehouse and shoot the zombie movie. I even employed the chief of security and the security guards to play police in it too. And I shot the ending first, so if I got fired, I could just come at the beginning later on, which I eventually I did get
You did.
fired, yeah. Yeah, it was worth it. And then I did Veil of Blood, because at the time I was trying to do Creeping Paralysis, which was that movie, and then Veil of Blood. I was trying to do two at the same time, because it's like, oh, digital filmmaking. We could shoot a movie a month. But my eyes being bigger than my mouth.
Oh wow. How was that? I mean, how long it took to?
Well, Veil of Blood took 4 years, or 4 or 5 years to complete. Like I'm in the movie with a full head of blonde hair, and it was real. And by the end of the movie, I'm bald. And so I had to write in the scripts. I was like, oh, the barber screwed up, so I had to do something different. So.
And you're playing the movie too.
Yeah, I played the monster too, because I had the height. And I played the elderly woman. She didn't show up on set, and I figured I'm paying for this mother. I might as well put on this gray wig and bathrobe and fluffy slippers, and let's shoot this mother. So, my nephew's in too, and now he's a full-time animator.
Yeah, you said that.
And his
He said.
sister works on the Call of Duty games. So, with their parents always blaming, putting me, he's like, you're to blame for all this. I'm like, good.
You inspired him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a sweetheart. Yeah.
How's this two going? This film.
We haven't entered in any film festivals lately, so we're hoping see what happens.
It's a black and white, right?
Yeah.
And the other one that it's what is the name for the other one? It's also you have black and white
Yeah,
films.
I did one called Insurgent.
Yeah. Oh.
Shot during the pandemic.
Oh wow.
With,
Is it?
Chris Salvi, Gabriel Ronson, and Justin Thibault. Chris Salvi shoots like a movie every 3 months. He has, and he's in our Lovecraft film too. Great producer, great director, great actor too. So, like he's one that we're paying attention to because he has the charisma to be as talented as like Al Pacino or Robert De Niro. Like he's this close to taking that step to being that kind of actor. So, and he's funny as hell too. So.
And you these days you've been doing more what, like the production or directing or writing, or how have it been these days?
Mostly
Tell me about what you would like to talk about, like
Mostly producing and writing some stuff, but also depends on realistically, like if I could get the budget together to do it in the first place.
you mean writing?
We'll produce, like writing it, but also producing it too. So, and then try and get other people involved.
Yeah.
Like I met someone at Grendel's last night. I guess I'm going to be managing his indie rock band. I used to manage a band back in the day that never went anywhere.
And how about Grendel's documentary film?
It's kind of on hold right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's
Because you have other projects. not
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's where I go for inspiration. Like, there's so many talented people I've met at Grendel's. Grindel's Den, Harvard Square. Been there since 1971.
Mm-hmm.
Great staff. Annalise. I'm not going to say her nickname because then that will change the rating of the show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just trying to stay busy. So it's so, especially in the winter where it's so dark and depressing, it's hard to be motivated at times.
I know, right? Yeah.
So, just like there's an old quote from Stanley Kubrick would always quote from Steven Spielberg saying, the hardest job for a director directing a movie is once your car has arrived to the movie studio, is the hardest job of making a movie is getting out of the car because of the fear.
Because of the fear.
The fear.
The fear
Fear
of
of being on set.
Oh.
Like Spielberg has stage fright. Like he likes. He says that if he isn't scared on set, then the production is not going to go well.
Oh, really?
He said he'd rather be backed into a corner and come fighting out of the corner. It's like if I'm scared, then I'm doing the right film.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's how he measures
Mm-hmm.
if it's gonna go well, good movie, or
Yeah. It's like if you're not
when he's scared.
when he's scared, yeah. He says he's always scared.
Really?
So, yeah. for someone who's done so many movies, and just done like there's like 2 movies a year.
That's interesting. It's wow. Do you feel that way too?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm always scaredy cat on set.
Why? Why? How is that? How is that? I mean,
Well, for me, it's my
because a lot of
anxiety.
what? Okay.
So
Oh, that's every time now. I drive by, or I haven't been there for a while, but I know that stairs on the Porter
Porter's-
Square
oh god,
Square
yeah.
T.
Hate
I
that-
mean the
hate
the
that-
red line,
that
right?
escalator.
The escalator.
The
Yes.
the escalator of death. God,
Have you guys
you
been
dropped me off there once. I was just like,
I
was like-
I did,
I was like,
right?
yeah,
Yes.
I was writing my will at the same time. I was like, this is how it's going to end.
Because I remember, Sai, you were going to a date,
Oh
and
yeah.
then you
I
saw
didn't-
the
I-
escalator.
When I saw the escalator, I turned around and went home. I didn't go on the date. I stood her up because the escalator scared me away.
It is.
Ugh.
That's really scary.
Ugh.
But being on set, I mean, in a production like that, if you think is as scary as
Oh,
the
yeah.
escalator.
It's the escalator. My feeling I'm on set is like 1,000 times higher and taller than that. So,
Wow.
and there's also a great Kubrick quote too, saying, at times being on a movie set can be like writing War and Peace in a bumper car at a amusement park. But when you get it right, there's no other feeling that ever gets better than that.
Wow.
So there's a lot of great Kubrick quotes. I love him. And like, he's like one of my favorite filmmakers. And he wasn't this megalomaniac. He didn't do a lot of interviews because all he cared about was his family and making movies, and that was it. Like he never did interviews or anything like that.
Not a kind of social life and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But he so.
And he always said this quote about Icarus, the boy, son of Daedalus, who had the wax wings, where he flew too close to the sun and his wings melted. It's like the original moral of the story is like, don't fly too high and don't fly too close to the sun. And what Kubrick says, it's like never mind the wax wings, just do a better job on the wings. So. Love quoting filmmakers. So.
Yeah, that's inspiring.
Yeah.
Then it's. But I think it's something also that every day we face things that, that we need to, not just on set, but it's like
Well, for me, it's like
it's
If-
that.
if you're not struggling, you're not learning.
Mm,
So, like my mom always used to say this quote. It's like if you're following a path and there are no obstacles, then it leads nowhere.
say it again. This quote and
If you're following a path and there are no obstacles,
oh,
then it leads nowhere. Because you learn more from your failure than you ever do from your success.
oh, So it's pretty much like being aware that or away of comfort zones that you
Mhm.
feel like
Yeah.
comfortable, and then you just
Because a lot of
stay there and
there's a
then-
lot of filmmakers that become successful after the first film, and I'm sure that's great, but it's about getting there. It's not about as much as I wouldn't mind an Academy Award, but I mean that's not that's not my goal. I'm not looking to get an Academy Award.
you could.
Oh, stop. All right, continue.
Yeah, but it's you have been doing this for a while, and
Yeah,
it's
Almost 30 years. Yeah.
it's a passion, and you
And there are a lot of times I've thought of quitting, even
why?
because it's a lot of hard work. But then I think I was like, what am I going to do now?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to raise a family. No.
Oh, Joe, that's a good one.
I don't have patience for a kid. But any of you out there, single moms, have kids, I'll welcome your child into my heart. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I don't plan on retiring, and I'm never going to quit making movies because there's nothing better. So I just love being around working with people. So meeting you and the crew here, Audrey on camera.
Yeah,
Whatever.
You met her, and then yeah, and she's working on movies. I mean, like doing
Yeah.
this festival, movie
Mhm.
festival that bringing more also, yeah,
And
cool.
who's on camera?
Tina,
Tina.
she's a filmmaker too.
We need more of
Tina,
you.
yeah,
So
we need more. Yeah, Tina's a
Mm.
filmmaker. Theo, he's a filmmaker too.
he's
Yeah.
a man.
He's a man.
He's
Yeah,
a man and a half.
yeah.
You can take that wherever you want.
Yeah, it's fun. You're right. It's we always have fun doing this. And I'm learning how to make movies too. And you
Mhm.
inspire me in that
you.
journey. It's a journey that it's
Yeah, and even some of the stuff I learned from like Martin Scorsese. Like if you want to know how to edit films, watch movies without the sound, because that way you can follow how films are edited and how they track as
Mm.
well too. So, yeah, I mean my favorite. I love shooting black and white if I could. So.
I love this your film in black and white.
Mm-hmm. Well, Orson Welles Orson Welles, who directed Citizen Kane and Touch of Evil, he called black and white the actor's friend because the audience pays attention to the performance and not what they're wearing.
Yeah,
So
it's because of the black and white.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's more like
Well, I'm not saying a lot of kids, but a lot of kids today don't like black and white. They just think it's unrealistic or something. I don't know.
maybe, yeah, or yeah, or maybe they think it's too old.
Maybe yeah.
It's something that it's cannot have this. I don't know what they think.
Well, just
but
I grew up watching Creature Double Feature on Channel 56 in Boston. They would show classic horror movies Saturday afternoon, like the Frankenstein or the Wolfman or Creature from the Black Lagoon, Godzilla, which was so much fun. And then after that, they had Kung Fu Theater, which was fun too. And by that point, my mom was tired of me being in the house, like, go outside, just be home before the lights come on. Because back then, 10 years old, we'd just run around Quincy, unsupervised.
because you're from Quincy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
My dad was a Quincy firefighter.
yeah,
It was a fun time back then. Like half the stuff I did when I was 10 years old, I never told my parents because I figured they could.
what you did.
Mom's probably gonna watch. I can't tell her, so
She will.
No, we would go cut down trees and build ourselves a raft and go out on Blacks Creek because we read Tom Sawyer. I was like, oh, let's do this. So
That's very punk. Yeah.
very dangerous too. You don't know where those trees are going to fall when you start cutting them down. So, smoking cigarettes, 10 years old. Probably explains a lot of things. One time I was 10 years old, I tried to make my own light bulb.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It blew out the fuses in the house.
You did that?
Yeah, I had a glass jar with a carbon fiber inside, my dad's workbench. I hooked the wires up to the fluorescent light bulb above my dad's workbench and then tied a string to the cord and stood on a rubber mat to ground myself to light the bulb. And I was on, bam! The lights go out. My mom's like, what's going on down there? Like, nothing. Which kids always do say when you hear some kind of crash. What's going up there? Like, nothing. So, well, at least I grounded myself with a rubber mat, so.
Cool.
And then one time I was 13, I accidentally burned down 4 acres of field playing matches. And
Yes,
my
those
dad
are-
was a firefighter. Yeah, that's not.
And your sisters?
3 older sisters, yeah.
Because you say that they kind of
It was like having
like your mom
it was like having 4 mothers.
for mother.
Yeah. There's so many stories about them. Before I was born, we had a cat named Mittens that used to get sick now and then. So my sisters made this fake cat puke out of sawdust and milk and started pouring it around the house. So my dad would think the cat was getting sick, and he would cordon off the area with string and rope and stuff like that. My mom comes home, find like the whole yard roped off. It's like, what's going on? I was like, the cat's gone insane. Oh. So. My parents are kind of like hippies, but they didn't smoke weed.
You said that. That
Yeah.
you were always like very relaxed and with you and then 4 kids and
Yeah, well, I remember my sister.
of course microphone.
Microphone.
Mic.
Phone.
Mic.
Phone. It's like Mr. Microphone. Turn it up.
And how about Clash? The Clash.
Yeah, I love the Clash. Favorite band of all time. Next to Led Zeppelin. T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Love T-Rex.
And you said to me once that music and film are, I mean, pretty much like in the same level of passion that you have for both,
Mm-hmm.
and you try to use this in a film, in your
Yeah,
films,
yeah.
like music too. It's part of your
Repertoire.
yeah.
Yeah.
your-
It's one of the same
Yes.
to me. So, like, for me, there's a Who record called Quadrophenia, which I think is arguably the last great record by the Who. And for me, it's music of the years, a movie for the years, Quadrophenia, because you can hear like a tea kettle boiling in the background or whistling in the background. And I've been involved in music a little bit, but always thought if I focus too much on one thing, something's going to suffer. So I just focus on film. You know, I might get involved in music now someday. So
But I have this film that it's based on soundtrack. The soundtrack was made for the film. No, the film. You made the film for a soundtrack, or it was like all original songs. All
Yeah.
the
well, the Stoop.
this
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, all the music.
How it happened? How is like the
Well, the
it's
actor.
interesting to know that you put both together.
Yeah,
and
well-
you said they are so connected that it's
Mhm.
you cannot have one without the other.
Well, I try to find like songs and music that or almost like psychological storytelling for the scene going on, even though there's no dialogue. It becomes like a Greek chorus, like they're.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Greek choruses are always like the foretelling of things to come. Like, even though it could be a sad scene, you could have like sad music playing in the background, or even happy music, because that way the emotions are almost kind of fighting each other. Like we had like a sad scene in the stoop, and we had this like funny commercial on the radio, and it kind of counteracts what's going on at the same time. So.
The fight scene. The fight scene.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Yeah, this is very. I always remember that scene. It's very realistic.
Yeah, it's one of my movies that I actually can watch, and I feel like I'm watching someone else's movie, because all my other stuff,
It's different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we try to take care of continuity as much as we could.
You like to work with this continuity?
Continuities. That's why you hire a continuity person on set to make sure that
okay.
the drinks always stay the same level, the cigarettes are always the same length. Because if you watch the old Clint Eastwood westerns, you can see all the drinks in the bar going up and down through the scene, because people are still drinking, but they don't refill the glasses.
Yeah. And that's why it's more like in American movies, they use this 3 cameras,
Mhm.
3-point cameras.
Yep.
That's to keep the continuity. It's
Yeah,
it's
and
because of
also
that.
stage lighting,
Okay.
3 lights mostly.
And yeah, but even though like I don't like to watch movies and just picking the mistakes of something, but sometimes it happens, right?
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
even studio films.
yeah,
How many millions of dollars are going into these productions, and no one can pick that stuff out?
oh wow,
I remember some scene. There was like a sports car going by, and you could see the entire camera crew reflected in the car door. It's like, it was like at the diner with the mirror. Like it's like
I know,
we see everybody reflected in the mirror. Like, how do we do that? It's like,
I know.
I was like, this is a diner. There's grease, right? Smash the mirrors with grease, and then there goes the crew.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
live and
Yeah.
learn.
True.
So
But it got great pictures of you too, and from everybody
yeah, that's
who
fun.
were there. It's
Yeah.
like it was an experiment,
Yeah.
and
And a
yeah,
lot of times, like
it's-
I'll do like if there's people in the background behind the actor, I'll use the actors to block the people in the background if I don't want to get them. So just have them choreograph them so that they move with you in the camera, and use them to block the people in the background. So if you don't want the people in the background, you don't
in the
want.
background.
Yeah, like people off in the distance if you don't want them in the scene. Because we shot on a beach in Plymouth, and it was supposed to be deserted, but there were people over there sunbathing over there.
It was for the veil, or
It's the stoop.
okay.
So we followed Brian Ward and Aisha, and had used them to block out the people, like,
Oh.
like walking along. So
Mm.
we shot in the North End, no permits at all.
Really?
Don't pay for a permit; it's too expensive. Plus, that was our lunch for the day too. So I
Really?
think it's like $100
So-
bucks. But
Oh.
but it depends on the crew. Like if it's 3 or 4, you don't need a permit.
Okay.
But if you're blocking streets or sidewalks, then yeah, you kind of have to. I know Werner Herzog, who's done like 300 movies.
Wow.
He always says, if you're gonna shoot in someone's property, don't ask for permission. Just go shoot, but always apologize. And maybe have enough money for bail too.
So it's better to apologize than ask permission.
Yep,
I've heard that before, and I think
Mhm. it's true.
it's true.
David Lynch has did it a couple times.
Yeah.
Yep.
True. Yeah, sometimes it happens with yeah, you
No, you ever seen David Lynch's The Elephant Man?
not yet.
Yeah, it's black and white too.
Oh wow.
Do you know who produced it?
No, I don't know.
Mel Brooks.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Anne Bancroft, who was Mel Brooks' wife and actress, saw Eraserhead, and then it's like, you
Yeah.
need to check out Eraserhead, and Mel Brooks said David Lynch is his mad genius, and said,
Yes.
I'll produce your
Yes.
next film.
Yes.
I just love David Lynch's diet. He has the same food every day: cottage cheese, 6 tomatoes, 4 olives, and that's it.
And I know that he meditates too.
Hmm?
He does meditation too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I do meditation a lot too. So
Yeah. And it helps where you get all this creativity that you have for your films. You said me once that you like to go out and listen to people's dialogues, and that's those
Yeah, the
conversations
conversation,
and things that you just pick one thing there, another there, stories, and you put all together.
Mhm.
How you do that? It's interesting to understand you, because you're a writer and you're very creative doing this. I read some that you share with me, and
Oh yeah,
I really saw that it's that thing that it's local, because I'm really interested in American culture,
Mhm.
especially because I'm not from here, and language,
Yeah.
culture, American culture, English. So I'm learning all of that, and then it's like this. Sometimes I feel in the experiments, in the middle of things that to me is like it's everything is new,
Yeah.
and your story too, and you as a filmmaker, so to me it's like, oh, I'm here in the United States, meeting people, interesting people who makes movies or writes or do some like you, creative work, and talk about American culture,
Yeah.
because it's something very American.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked to me, and I forgot what I was supposed to ask. Help me, please, Joe. He asking me to. I don't play music. Of course, I know. Thank you, guys.
We're gonna do some hip hop pretty soon,
Yes,
and I'm pretty good at
yes.
beatboxing too.
Yeah, but we were just discussing these things that inspire you,
Oh yeah, like
even though you are
everyday
local.
life.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
to me, like, everything is new, so I like to be aware or every conversation too, like you do, studying that,
Yeah.
like picking up everything to learning to.
And also slang, like slang words, like
Yes,
like
yes.
short, small talk or whatever.
And you use those conversations in your films.
Yeah, always, yeah.
Oh.
Like even like in Pulp Fiction, they're going to kill. Spoiler alert! Movie came out in '92, so you should be over by now. Where they're going to kill those guys. Samuel Jackson and John Travolta are talking about
Yes,
hamburgers in Europe.
yes.
Like what
true.
they call quarter pounder cheese.
Yeah,
They got the metric system,
that's true.
so it's never about what they're doing. So,
I know. Thanks, Joe.
well, you're welcome.
So let's listen some live music now
Yes,
with Katie and Kevin.
Kevin, from
We need
Woodstock.
to bring the microphones for them.
Yeah, from Woodstock.
From Woodstock. Actually, he was in Woodstock.
Yeah, I know. Remember we went to a Brazilian place. I'm still digesting that meat.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Put it behind, Caddy.
Yeah, this is better for you here. I keep feeling. This is, yes. Go ahead, guys. Thank you.
Será que eu take off my shirt? Oh, não, tá bonito assim.
Test 1 2. Do we have volume in the room? Do we have any volume in the room? Test 1 2. Oh boy.
Hello. The lights go out and I can't be saved. Tides that I try to swim against have put me down upon my knees. Oh, I beg and plead, singing, come out of things unsaid. Shoot an apple off my head, and a trouble that can't be named. A tiger's waiting to be tamed, singing, you, you, confusion never stops, closing walls and ticking clocks. Gonna come back and take you home. I could not stop, that you know, singing upon my seas. Curse missed opportunities. Am I part of a cure, or am I part of the disease? Singing, you, and nothing else compares. Oh, nothing else compares. Oh, nothing else compares. Because they said it's 1 minute left.
Thank you.
Let's take a picture all together here. Let's come here. Let's come here, Joe. Then they can. Tina, come here.
Great job.
USA why they were
Sadly, we
rushing us.
didn't get any in-room
Thank you.
monitors.
Because
Try
I
not to
put,
pass
I put
out.
the exactly time to Ricardo,
So
but he asked me
nervous.
to end up before. He was
Yeah,
like pushing me to music, but I knew it was just one song. But
No, I'm talking about that. I'm just talking about the.
Yes,
Great
great
job.
job.
no, wait a minute, thank you.
Thank you.
Producer.
Great job, we're taking a
Thank you,
picture.
Producer.
Great job. Great
All right,
job.
here we go.
Great job.
Great job. Thank you,
Great
sir.
job.
You need to be in this
I
picture.
put exactly the.
Okay, you, and then I'll take one too.
We're gonna look very yellow though, so we should go to the couch.
It's nothing like that.
No?
Mm.
You're gonna look very yellow.
Ricardo, go there, take a picture. Come here, Audrey. I wanna take a
No,
picture.
Audrey, no,
Yeah,
Audrey,
Oh.
Audrey
Good job.
needs
It's
to come.
another
Go to the
production.
couch. You're gonna look very yellow. Go into the couch.
Okay.
Okay.
Come with Audrey and Joe
So we
together.
still didn't get our monitors in.
Go into the
Yeah.
couch. You look very yellow.
Okay, we're coming to the couch, I guess.
But I think
Is
it
it
was.
better-
I
better
think we
lighting?
were here because it was live. That's why
Figure that
I'm
one out
getting the
well.
1 minute.
At least. At least. Good work.
Audrey and you, Audrey.
You guys did great. It sounded great.
Together.
Sorry.
Fun.
We'll be here another 2 hours.
I know. I know.
Not.
I'm in a union.
Thanks, Audrey.
Oops, sorry. Your phone.
Thank you so much, Gina.
Yay.
Okay, now 8 o'clock. Beautiful. Thank you, guys.
I like the I like the sepia tone.
Yeah.
It's always popular.
Hey, Theo, you're
What's up?
in the best position.
Thank you so much,
Right
Gina.
point is behind
Sorry,
it.
I would like to say the name of you guys.
Thank you. I was trying not to pass
Yeah,
out.
we go. Listen, man, you
But I don't know why. I don't know why you were
What's
rushing
game ball?
just that song because I had
with
the
the
exact
MVP.
time.
Figured out a lot of stuff that we needed to figure
I gave
out.
him
I just-
exactly the time.
No, I've been doing this for a bit. Like,
Everybody was like,
I consider a
music.
career. Like,
I know, I wrote that.
Great.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we all, you know.
Because I would like to thank you, Tina, for everything. Thanks, Ricardo Pineda. Thanks. I would like to thank you, everybody. And I need to just like, okay, next time. I'm not gonna do what people are telling me to do. I'm gonna do what.
We can do it in post.
Thank you.
Also, we'll take out the, yeah, the unfortunately out.
Now we're gonna try and spell out scat TV.
Because I would like to, for 1 minute. And you guys were like music. I didn't understand why you need to go to the music. Because they had just one music.
So, I just have a quick question. What did prevent the monitors from coming into the, what prevented us to hear what we were singing and playing?
I think they just